got some breaking news in the Epstein case. In a first-of-its-kind lawsuit, Democracy Forward Foundation has sued the Department of Justice and the FBI in federal court in D.C., seeking every scrap of paper in their possession about Jeffrey Epstein, about his child sex trafficking ring, about Ghislaine Maxwell, about powerful people and men and underage girls who were trafficked, and they want it now and they want it fast. I know we talk a lot about the Epstein case and Donald Trump's administration in a tailspin over the cover-up, but this is a first lawsuit, and I want to tell you how powerful it is and describe you what's inside. I'm Michael Popok. You're on MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF. Let's get to it. The Freedom of Information Act provides that on certain urgent basis, expedited processing of requests to federal agencies must be given. They, the Democracy Forward Foundation, I'll call them DFF for this hot take, made a series of requests, I'll go over them for you right now, to the Department of Justice and the FBI. You know, those same two groups that just went to the White House on Wednesday night to meet with J.D. Vance and Susie Wiles and Stephen Miller and probably Donald Trump to talk about what to do about the Epstein affair. A couple of things came out of that meeting, including an FBI agent, a senior official, getting fired. But here, they want to know what is in the Epstein files, and they define it properly. Let me read to you from the actual complaint, and then I'll tell you what the Democracy Forward people are saying about it. This is the request that's been ignored, but has gone on a demand to the Department of Justice. All materials prepared or compiled by DOJ officials for Attorney General Bondi's review regarding the Epstein matter. All briefing materials, such as memoranda, prepared for Attorney General Bondi for her meetings with Trump regarding the Epstein matter. They also sent a request to the Department of Justice, all records reflecting communications, this is paragraph 47, reflecting communications, wherever they may be, about the DOJ officials regarding the Attorney General Pam Bondi and Epstein, Blanche and Epstein, anyone working for them at Epstein, anyone serving as an advisor in Epstein. They want the client list, Epstein, flight logs, Ghislaine Maxwell, whistleblower. Those are the search terms. FBI also got a Freedom of Information Act request. It's the subject of this lawsuit. They want all records reflecting communications about Epstein and the Epstein matter and Donald Trump, including Kash Patel, Deputy Director and right-wing podcaster Dan Bongino, Assistant Deputy Director J. William Rivers, anyone serving as the Chief of Staff, and the rest. They want the client list and anything related to Epstein, flight logs, Ghislaine Maxwell, and whistleblower. And they want the same thing from the FBI. Same basic list there as well. Now, their basis for the urgency of this is, there's been reporting. And as we all know, public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein ran a sex trafficking ring with Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted. Epstein's dead, awaiting trial. And in it was underage women being trafficked, girls being trafficked by Epstein and the rest, and to powerful men. And this is the basis for the actual lawsuit. Here's what Skye Perryman has said, who's the president and CEO of Democracy Forward. President Trump has repeatedly said he would release the Epstein files. His spokesperson claims his administration is the most transparent in history, and yet he continues to hide from the American people. The only thing transparent about the Trump-Vance administration is how clearly they continue to disregard our nation's laws. She goes on. Public records laws outline a clear and simple process that requires the government to immediately produce important documents in response to urgent public information requests, and the court should intervene urgently. I agree. It's a one-count suit.
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popok's new law firm. It's called the Popok Firm. Michael Popok's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Meidas Mighty and legal AFers who are approaching Michael Popok with their cases and saying, Can you help us? And at that time, Popok was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popok Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popok's firm is free. Give him a call, see if you have a case. It's thepopokfirm.com, thepopokfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popok a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popok. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in.
But let me just say, let's just go over some of the allegations. Paragraph 13 of the complaint. There is widespread public speculation that the Epstein Files contain a roster of powerful clients to whom Epstein trafficked underage girls, known as the Epstein list or the client list. Presidential candidate Trump, in paragraph 14 of the complaint, said in an interview that he would probably release the Epstein list. It's just strange for a lot of people, the interviewer asked Trump, that the list of clients that went on his island has not been made public. The presidential candidate, Trump said, it's very interesting, isn't it? It probably will be, by the way, probably. It continues. Days after Attorney General Pam Bondi publicly stated the Epstein client list was sitting on her desk for review, the DOJ released the first phase of the Epstein classified files. Now, we know later on, and we know from new reporting, that there's a truckload of information, 30, 40 gigabytes of information, that Pam Bondi had Kash Patel at the FBI have his crew spend morning, noon, and night, 12-hour shifts round the clock for all of March looking at the documents in order for her to brief Donald Trump in May that his name was all over the files. That's the Epstein files. That's what this Democracy Forward Foundation lawsuit is seeking. And they don't pull any punches in this request. They also say in paragraph 32, they lay out the grounds under the actual Freedom of Information Act. And what happens next? Judge gets assigned to the case. I'll report back on what that is. They're seeking there'll be an immediate hearing about this. But I find it very interesting. You know what the government's going to say. They're going to say, privilege, attorney-client privilege, executive privilege, all sorts of privileges. We're not releasing any of this information. But I love the fact that Democracy Forward Foundation is putting Donald Trump and his administration already in a tailspin, and they're putting the foot on the gas. I mean, they are holding Donald Trump and his administration's feet to the fire in this particular lawsuit. It matters. It matters that we demand the transparency, regardless of where the chips may fall. I don't know who's in the list. I don't know who's the 100 people that Ghislaine Maxwell in an interview set up with Todd Blanche, the number 2 in the Department of Justice, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know who's going to be implicated. I mean, is Bill Clinton going to be in there? I don't know. But whoever is in there needs to be exposed. That's the cover-up. Yes, it's Donald Trump's involvement in close personal friendship with a pedophile and someone who trafficked in girls. And his friendship with Ghislaine Maxwell as well, who was indicted for perjury, convicted of child sex trafficking. Yeah, that is part of the conspiracy. The other conspiracy is the cover-up around all these other powerful men who participated in, or may have participated in these depraved actions. And we want to get to the bottom here on MeidasTouch Network of that as well. So I'll continue to follow it. You're here on MeidasTouch, hit the free subscribe button. Slide over to the Legal AF YouTube channel, hit the free subscribe button there as well. Together, we will overcome this Trump administration. Until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.